have to hope that, you know, some of the former alumni of WGS can move forward here and, you know, do well. But we'll see how it goes here. Gates are going to be opening. An MVP not coming out here in a 3-3, surprisingly enough.
No, not coming out this Tuesday. Actually playing the triple DPS here, playing the Zin Mercy here with that full dive setup, the Sombra, the Tracer, the Pharah. You actually see now looking at O2 Blast comp, they're going back to spawn. They're going to make the swaps. They don't want to play 3-3 because, or triple DPS because they see that O2 Blast are just going to be swapping directly onto the Ana.
Yep, and MVP says, nope, we don't want to do that, but we will gladly run Zen against your Ana. And in most cases, I'd say that's a good trade, but Yum was so good the last time around. We'll see how it pans out this time as both teams get into it, just trading out poke.
You see both teams looking to set up the engage. The Lucio zooming around, looking for the boops. You see those bubbles traded for both Ryans there. As the bash comes out, not able to catch anything, not able to get Kaiser.
Kaiser getting a little bit more damage there, but healed right on up, and he's actually way ahead right now in the Shatter battle, 70% to 33. MVP, again, looking for an opportunity pressure, but Kaiser has built up an incredibly quick Shatter. He knows it. He's going around. He's looking for the opportunity. Drops the hammer. Going to be knocking down 3 right here in the moment. But the follow through might be... Well, they lose a mech there in the middle of it, but they're still able to get Mandu.
And the fire is not done yet. There's the nano investment of Kaiser after the trans has traded Finn, using that to try to keep his team alive through there. Kaiser's still cleaning up. And now, MVP have given up the point. They're going to have to back up now. We're going to see these picks coming in, these frags. And a pretty messy fight overall, even despite Kaiser's early Shatter forcing that transfer from Finn. It looked like what's return Shatter was potentially going to turn it, but O2 there still just having the much better sustain, much better fight in the end. So that's going to be first cap for them.
So O2 Blast going to be getting first fight. And, you know, credit where credit's due the Kaiser. That was an incredibly quick Shatter build.
A very, very fast Shatter build. And also ahead here again. And that's the boop off the map for Valentine. But Finn gets a return frag onto Mandu. So this is still fine. This is still fine. Even with that trade and frags, you would always much rather trade when you're on defense. Because the offense, they're still going to have to come back. They're going to have to rotate. The spawns will be relatively equal.
Well, not only that, but it's, you know, Mandu who ended up dying there. So he's going to be able to speed boost his way out there a little bit quicker than Valentine's going to be able to rejoin. So no matter what, MVP's going to have to wait to being at a full 6 one more time. So what? Taking a bit of a snooze. O2 Blast, not under the pressure here at all, but Graviton going to be coming in first from MVP. MVP moving in, and meanwhile, self-destruct from O2 Blast gets Valentine in the middle of it, so already up 1 is O2 Blast. Kaiser casually moving forward, Shatter at the ready, and MVP, they can't really go into this. They're getting it forced back.
No, they're going to have to leave right now, and they weren't able to catch anything with their... They didn't use combo even. They just tried to use grab. I think their play there was, since they know that there is no Transcendence on the field for O2, you invest the grab, try to catch someone, but O2 Blast, they have grab combo. They use bomb there and get 1 frag, and that's all you need.
O2 Blast building up nano boost in the middle of that there. Can use the nano to start this fight. Kaiser moving on in, swinging the hammer, drops the Shatter. Not going to get too much there. In fact, ends up feeding himself away. So what? Drop the shot on the other side. Going to be knocking down Krong, and Team MVP able to get through here, get their first control, but the problem is for them is that they're at a huge percentage disadvantage as they look towards the rest of the round. So they'll get control, but 97% to O2 Blast.
And 97% might as well be 99, considering how fast the time ticks down and how big the advantage is. So MVP, after we're going to have the perfect holds here, as you see Myungwon going to be, he's going to be changing back on his Zen. They're done with the Ana. They stopped the defense. Generally, Ana is very good for defensive teams because you can just try to play it slow, build that nano boost up, set the nades. But when you want to enter, when you survive the combos, you might as well do Zen now. See O2 Blast moving in here. I imagine MVP are going to be using this rally kind of, you know, very offensively here to trade out with Pelican.
Proper, holding back, Graviton at the ready. They're looking for isolation here in the So What. Graviton, gonna be committed, and again, they go back to work. They take down So What immediately. Off the early pressure, off the grab. Counter grab, though, in for MVP as they try and salvage the round. Not gonna get a whole lot from it. Kaiser, though, falls, so now we're all evened up. Both teams down a Ryan. MVP using the barrier, going on the other side. They boot Pelican off as Froppy gets on in there, and it's gonna be MVP maintaining control.
And this fight was still not bad at all for O2 Blast. This MVP built a lot of time. They got it off the clock. They continued to burn. But when you look at O2 Blast's ult bank from there, Froppy uses beat. Froppy used beat very, very late in that fight. Well, it should have been really secured off of Finn's frags, I would think. And so now they won't have it in the next fight. O2 Blast are going to have the support ult advantage, the double support ults. They're going to be ahead in, you know, 2 of their tank ults, really, or at least equal in 2 of their tank ults. So it's a very big situation here.
They immediately move in the takedown So What, but it goes against them. Kaiser gets caught. early on in this process, O2 losing a key member, and MVP, they deal with the dive on the so what
What is
very
this?
well.
What is this trance? What is this trance,
know.
CP? What is this trance? There was absolutely no reason for Finn to pop the Transcendence there. There's still one more fight left on the field, and now there's time for O2 Blast and Auto re-enter, but to have the beat advantage and to have the rally when there's no Transcendence on the field.
And the only thing I can think there for MVP is they got nervous. I don't know why. The fight was going really well for them from the start. They didn't have to transcend early. But now O2, they have to move in just a touch. They give up a little bit of positioning as they do that. They get caught in the grab. So what? Moving to the backside. Goes for the charge in the middle of it. Grab out. MVP getting pushed on back. So what? Getting punished here. Can't drop the shatter. Taken down. O2 Blast getting back in it, but they lose Pelican 5-on-5. Both teams back and forth, but off the grab from O2 Blast. They're going to get 3 more. They're going to get the flip, and that's likely going to be the round.
That should be the round. And you know what I bet MVP wish they had was a Transcendence or a beat. Either of those. I bet they wish they had either of those support ults for that fight.
Yeah, I think Finn is probably going to go back, look at what happened there and go, you know, maybe I should have held on to that Transcendence.
Or Froppy. Or Froppy dropping that beat later in the fight, you know, previously. Any of those support ults there for that grab would have been fantastic. They probably could have kept Someone alive as well, had that shatter available, and it's just, it was really a support ult usage problem there for me because their retake was good, their hold was good, but I mean, part of the reason why their hold was good at all is because they were using support ult so aggressively. So I guess you can sort of double-edged sword.
Is true, but now we're going to be moving on to the night market, and MVP again looking to break away from 3-3, but I wonder if they're going to see what O2 Blast is on here. Well, Myeon right now is on Zen, so maybe they'll stick with this up until the point that Myeon swaps.
Yeah, I think they say they poke until they see the swap. You see now O2 Blast going back to spawn, maybe probably putting Myeon back on to the Ana, and now MVP rolling back to spawn themselves.
Well, what is the
spawn games are so strong right now. As they've seen the meta develop for mid fights for control, the spawn games are just an extremely important
O2
part
didn't fall for it though. O2 faked like they were swapping. They went back over the point. They got absolutely bamboozled.
That was
what
a huge
happened
bamboozle.
here. O2 says, actually, we're just going to stand Zen. We're not going to deal with this at all. Kaiser, meanwhile, again, swinging the hammer, 27%. Again, pretty quick early build here by Kaiser.
All right, now the control point is flipped first for O2. They're holding, they're waiting. MVP going to be looking to set up this gauge to fight. See, so what, moving in, trading those bubbles, a lot of pressure on a Kaiser.
Yeah, Kaiser, though, just going to shrug it on off, and Valentine ends up falling for it. MVP, unable to make the dive on the Kaiser work. And O2, they can slow it down a little bit here. They have the advantage. They're going to move forward, clean up some of the scraps, and that's going to give them a huge edge here in progress. And they're not stopping yet.
You're going to chase into the spawn. Might as well remove Rookie's energy if he has any. And now O2, not only did they won the first fight, but they made it last so long because that first cap to the spawn games. That they're already going to have 40%. They're going to have an ult ad moving in. MVP looking to, entry, get any sort of frags, get the point pressure, and realistically now, because of that ult advantage they're in from losing the first fight, they just need to get ults out of O2 Blast.
Yeah, I mean, this is a fight where they should not be trying to win. They should not throw the Transcendence in here to save Valentine. Well, okay, they're going to do it in response to Graviton, but they're still going to lose Froppy right away. It's not a good position to actually engage in, and MVP, they can't throw that Transcendence into the void.
Yeah, that was, once again, we talked about it before, dry fight. Use the dry fight. I think the dry fight would have been fine if, I mean, they did get ults out of O2. They got 3 ults. They got the shatter, they got the grab, they got the rally, all for their trance. And you can argue, maybe Kaiser. Great. Yeah, look at Kaiser. He's 50% already. You can argue that's pretty good value, and it's probably necessary to re-enter, but still would have liked to held the trance.
Well, MVP gonna be heading out here one more time. Moving forward, gonna use rally here, then initiate it all out. Early pressure, moving on in. So what though? Under heavy fire O2, they use the Transcendence to stay healthy, and there's nothing So What can do about it. The problem is for MVP, they had no choice to go in. It's 99%. They have to win this fight. Froppy gonna drop the beat, they move in again. Graviton, used here by Rookie, answered by the beat on the other side. Still able to get Pelican, so not necessarily over yet here for MVP. Finn's able to build the Transcendence up mid-fight. That's really big. He's going to be able to transcend the deal at the ground on the other side. Kaiser dropped the shatter, gets taken down in turn, and MVP still actually in this, they're going to get the flip.
Wow, MVP still remaining in that fight, despite what was actually a missed bash for Valentine there when the grab bomb combo comes out, and so what dying so early. I would for sure have thought that O2 Blast Focus Fire would have been great. They're going to keep Kaiser alive, but MVP's Focus Fire actually being the reigning champ there, despite, a little bit of a whiffed bash. So now O2 Blast have to re-enter, but they have 99% ZP. They have so much time to move in, build ults, and remove ults from MVP.
Well, not only that, but they're also going to have a pretty big edge in terms of Transcends, where I think as soon as Myung gets Transcend here, they're just going to use it to move in. They should realize that the edge is pretty profound. They use Rally here, and again, this is classic support alt bullying, where you know you have that little advantage, you roll into your team, and now you look at Myung. Transcendence up, they get onto the point, they've taken the point, so now MVP has to roll back in, and O2, they have so much power on the side here, they're just going to casually roll into MVP using their advantage. They use the Transcendence, and now they're going to drop the Shatter for good measure. Shatter not going to get a whole lot. Kaiser just taken off to the side there, but Pelican, they're in the cleanup on the grab, that's going to be it.
Yeah, the grab from Proper ensuring the fight there. It was so close to Finn getting that Transcendence, but they could not. And right there, when we look at it, that's O2 not only winning that initial mind game for that second round, but just having to really just winning the first fight. I don't think I could point to anything else other than winning the first fight. The winning the first fight ensures your ult advantage is so high. You get that early time bank ad. Your just overall advantage on control is so huge.
I really do appreciate the mind game there, where even I think the observers were a little bit thrown, where we see it looks like O2's going back to swap. So in response to try and get an advantage, you see MVP go, okay, we're going to swap. And then O2 says, actually, we're not going to swap at all. We're just going to go straight to point because we know what you're swapping to. It is actual just genius in predicting what is going to be coming out from the opponents. But that's map number 1 done and over with. MVP, 3 more shots left to try and make it in the playoffs. But we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. And we're back, and again, I'm just going to remind everyone here, MVP's magic number is 1. They need 1 map win here at a minimum to assure their spot going into playoffs. O2 Blast, though, looking dominant, on control, even winning the mind games in a way that we haven't really seen a whole lot before there, Avast.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many teams actually bait the spawn switch. We've seen certainly teams just play the mind game so hard that they keep forcing in the spawn, keep swapping in the spawn, but we've never seen a team actually rotate back to spawn to force the swap and then move back out and control the point first after baiting the enemy team to swap. I think that's a first for us, in the games that we've been casting in terms of where we even see that happen. I also think that when we look at the matchup between Soa and Kaiser on control, it was very much Kaiser favored in that maybe he wasn't always getting the best value out of his shatters, but Soa was having a tough time living.
Very much so. But instead, we're going to be heading on over into King's Row, where O2 Blast, of course, trying to finish out the season as cleanly as possible. And again, I kind of say it jokingly, but it also could be reality, right? Is that you do have former members of WGS on this O2 Blast team, and you know, at the very least, if you could do your part to make sure WGS still makes into playoffs, you know, it might ease their conscience a little bit. It's like, yeah, we had to leave you midway through, but, you know, we still left you this parting present.
It's very much sort of a, it almost feels like a Montreal second win situation where, you know, the second win players go to Montreal and then they Contenders, and then they beat second wind, and then get their playoff spot. You know, so it's a very much a similar situation, even though there are some small differences there. As we are going to move into our second game of the match. Second game of the match. Second map of the game, CP. Second map of the game. You know, sometimes the late night, the early morning hours for us NA people is can scramble the mind.
Yeah, I mean, I was thoroughly unscrambled, but now that we've gone through those entire gyrations there, I feel somewhat scrambled. The match of the map is
the match of the map
here. But
this is the very, very important there. Sometimes the scrambles that can happen. But we are on King's Row. This is going to be our hybrid. And MVP, I think this is something that favors a little bit more in terms of, like, when we look at control, it seems like they wanted to roll the triple DPS, but so far what we've seen of MVP throughout most of the season is they've been really wanting to stick to 3-3 when possible to not have to deal with that variation, despite O2 Blast, thoroughly beating them in the matchup so far.
Well, on O2 Blast, they're going to be more willing to head out here on a DPS focus up, but what happens? They see the Ana, and they're just immediately going to swap 3-3. MVP, they figured that a DPS up was coming out, so they open up in the Ana, but now, perhaps at a smaller disadvantage, though. Plenty of good height for Ana to use here on the defense.
Oh,
this is a jump. That's actually not great.
No, it's not. I mean, it looks like O2 Blast wasn't rotating in time to catch him anyways. As you see them rotating through Hotel, maybe set up the fight here. They're going to be trying to catch anyone. You see the bubbles traded.
And O2 Blast just says, we're going to rotate around. Kaiser, though, getting awfully low, got hit with the Bionade, and they have no chance to heal him up. So what? You can finish him off. So Finn already striking pretty deeply here for MVP. And off of that early pickoff, they simply chase the rest down. They're going to build good ultimates off it. And it's what you're looking for when you're running an Ana on the defense.
Wait, I think O2 Blast, I don't know what happened to their monitors. Maybe they turned off for a second there. But surely they had to have seen that Finn was rotating up to the high ground. And he was sitting there healing his team from there. And they didn't send Krong to contest him at all. So they set up a free anti-nade. And then Krong gets slept by him as well. Kind of a misplay there for O2 Blast.
Yeah, I mean, Finn put on his invisibility cloak one way or another, but okay, MVP getting poked down very heavily. Proper dishing out the damage to Froppy. But MVP able to back on out. They've built enough time to get Nano boost up. Rookie getting awfully low here, and now Nano gonna be invested, but they're stuck in grab. They end up losing Valentine early, and it's too little too late. It's gonna be O2 Blast taking the first point.
Even with that Nano boost, it's so tough to stay alive when the Discord is out, when all that damage from Krong and from Proffer is being pumped into you. Nano Boost also only saves one person, doesn't keep Valentine or Froppy alive. As you see O2 Blast move forward through the streets, trying to get a little poke on the spawns, build up Proffer's Gravier again. MVP gonna look for an early contest of the choke.
Well, right now they're just laying in the damage count. Oh, they thought they had the shield break there. Not quite. Kaiser able to back out. Both Rhynes still with Shatter in reserve.
Right now, O2 Blast, they know they have the Transcendence ad. They know that overall they continue to build that great support ult advantage. As here comes the rally.
Well, Shadow gonna be invested by So What. Knocks down 3 for O2 Blast. They have to use Transcendence to keep themselves alive, but that sets up Rookie here. Graviton in, no Transcendence left. What a bomb! In from Jasper, takes down 5.
Froppy? Froppy?
He's just buying time,
Froppy?
actually.
Froppy,
I mean,
why?
They're not pushing the payload.
Why the beat?
I don't know.
Why the beat, Froppy? What, he beated when the fight was over.
Can we... Yeah, so they end up chasing it back down into spawn. MVP being highly aggro here. But you're right, they didn't have to use beat.
There was absolutely no reason there. It was a great bash from Valentine, a great setup off the bomb. But why did Froppy beat? They don't have that now for this upcoming fight. And something to look out for is going to be Proper's next grab.
Well, Kaiser heading on out, getting So What immediately down. Early 6-5 setup. And O2 Blast just going to snowball it. Break out of the spawn camp that MVP was looking for and get some progress here.
Now that's going to be breaking out of the spawn camp. And I'm sure MVP would have loved to have a beat. I'm sure once again they would have loved to have something there to keep a teammate alive on that early, that early pressure. They could have been fine. I would be fine trading a beat for the grab at the spawn doors for O2 Blast, but instead you get to move forward for free. Sure, sometimes it gets blown off the clock, but all it's done is continue to build up O2 Blast 6 ult bank.
O2
Blast on the cart.
Yeah, and O2, I mean, they are geared for war here. As mentioned, it's going to be a 6 ult bank. MVP, the only way they somehow win this, and even then it's unlikely, is to get some sort of crazy 6-man shatter before any support ults are used. Not likely to happen, but we'll see if So What's going to try for now. Eating a lot of shield damage, decides to drop on down. Diving on in, goes for the shatter, instead gets shattered in turn, taken on down. Kaiser just invested the shatter, and it's a pretty cheap team fight here for O2. Only the shatter and Transcendence used.
A very, very cheap team fight there. And they were able to remove the shatter for someone who goes for it and just gets shattered before he can drop by Kaiser. And this has been a pretty good time, a pretty fast time for O2 Blast. Despite that early hold on MVP where they tried to spawn camp, they broke it extremely quickly. They capped first very fast. So now O2 moving into last with a little over 3.5 minutes. Gonna have the combo, gonna have the beat. The MVP will be coming up on their support ults.
And the important thing here for O2 is that they do have more power heading to fight their Graviton. Also, they're going to get grabbed first here by Rookie, but they throw out their bomb to compensate. Pushes MVP back. They use the beat a little bit later to try and move in, but now they're coming grab. Going to invest Transcendence to try and stay alive, but it's just too much damage. So what? Going to follow both teams down to Reinhardt. But this isn't bad here for the defensive MVP. They keep O2 Blast reasonably far back, still 5-on-5, buying time on the payload. Froppy getting a little bit low. But for now, O2 Blast actually going to start getting some progress, even as MVP cedes ground.
Yeah, the MVP didn't want to continue to take that poke war considering how low Jasper was, so they backed up. They're waiting for the Ryan for So What. He's back. Kaiser's back. Kaiser is going to have that shatter, so I imagine O2 Blast going to rally in, try to pressure So What, look for the shatter.
Kaiser with the early Discord bomb on him. Going to make it a lot more deadly when he drops shield. Deciding to go forward. Shatter up. Drops the shatter. Gets absolutely nothing. On the other side, MVP, you gotta shrug it off. Rookie under heavy focus fire, drops the grab, but gives his life for it. And I don't know if MVP's in the greatest spot. Take well advantage. O2 Blast, gotta shrug it off. Transcendence kept him decently well alive. Self-destruct, invest onto the payload. Now MVP a Transcend of their own. Gonna try and bring this back the other way. Breaking down Kaiser's shield, and they've bought enough time to get back up to a full 6.
They bought enough time, but they're still fighting on the point. MVP, they're building up to their ult. You see Mondu dropping the beat. Can they get anything? Can they get Jasper before he gets the bomb? No, they aren't able to get that focus fire.
Oh, so much shatter inside the bomb. He's gonna finish it off. MVP for now, gonna hold.
And that was O2 Blast. They had a great neutral fight there. They had moved the cart so far, but they couldn't get any focus. They couldn't finish any target off at all. Not before the bomb, not before the shatter was up again. And now O2, not only have they been stalled, but they had to invest a beat in a fight they lost. And so MVP have to be very happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, O2 was working with a pretty tremendous ult advantage the last few fights prior to this, but MVP, that finally dug themselves out of the hole that they were in. And now O2 down to a minute 20.
Down to a minute 20. They will have the rally shatter combo here once again. Probably going to look for this rally. Try to get this pressure onto the shield, force the transfer Finn, and set up their grab.
Transcendence going to be used here by MVP early in response to that pressure, but now Proper has an uncontested grab on the other side, drops the Graviton in. Kaiser going to use the shatter on the payload, and O2 unable to clean up off this. They lose Pelican despite having a good opportunity. Now MVP got to drop a grab of their own. They use it to take down Kaiser, and MVP will hold once more. How did that go so wrong for O2 Blast?
It's focus fire. It's just straight up focus fire. There's clearly something missing with MVP. With their focus fire there. They had the grab out, they had the shatter out, they had so many targets that they could have picked from. They had traded the Transcendences. There was just something wrong with the focus fire there for MVP. Or not for MVP, for O2.
They made Finn use his Transcendence so early there that should have been the classic, we grab, we finish off, but it was anything but the case. Now MVP, one fight away from a hold here on King's Row. Froppy fighting the Diva one-on-one on top. O2 right now just trying to build up any form of power. They actually don't want to take this fight right now. They want to delay.
No, they're waiting for support ults. Right now, they're just waiting for support ults. Their shield health was low. Their overall health was low. They really want this trance. They will have it up now. Myeon gonna have that trance up. So MVP moving in here. O2 Blast on the offense. Can they get anything?
Kaiser gets spooped on in. Transcendence is up from Yon, and it's going to be an early Transcendence for MVP. Not used in response to anything. Proper's potentially have a very good grab here. Transcendence used in response. Proper holding on to the grab. Could be a good one. Drops the grab on the side. They use the takedown, so what? Now they're looking for a little bit more. O2 Blast on the assault. Barrier invested. They move on forward. Rookie getting awfully low right now. Same with Jasper. MVP on the back foot. O2 smothering. Here on the payload, they can con the grab. They have a big advantage in numbers, a big advantage in health. Froppy's gonna fall to the self-destruct. An O2 Blast, it looks like they've done it. They should be able to finish this one out.
They definitely have, and that was an extremely clutch level appeal for Krong there, and Pelican dropping the armor pack. Myunbong was on the ground, shattered by So What. Having that trance was about to die, they kept him alive. Another pick that needed to happen for MVP. Focus fire for both teams has been a little lacking. Some of it has also been, as you see, Rookie gets Kaiser off the map. Some of it has just been from great peel, but O2 struggled there for multiple fights to get the proper focus fire. They finally were able to just have an extremely clutch peel moment from Myunbong and push it there.
So O2 at the very end able to push on through, but you know, to a degree, if you're MVP, you're happy with this. I mean, you've also set up, of course, the classic win condition of if you get forward with 1 minute and 1 second left, then you don't have to worry about attack on the other end, where, again, the narrative we're going to stress repeatedly throughout the match until it happens is that MVP only needs one map. They don't have to win the match to get in the playoffs. They need one map, and then that's going to lock them in. However, O2 Blast, they can help out their old WGS brethren, those who used to be on WGS, by making this a 4-0, because that would, of course, would put MVP in the spot where, guess what, they're not in. So, you know, for MVP, every map here is essentially a do-or-die playoff match in and of itself.
The one map wonders for MVP. Just need one. A singular map. A very easy playoff condition, I would say, ZP. Like, not, I mean, it's still, you have to play a strong team with O2 Blast, but it's a very reasonable condition there. And if you get 4-0'd, that would have to sting twice as hard when it's within your grasp by one map, as MVP now going to be on the defense.
Also, I mean, just a little bit more bluntly, if you get 4-0'd here when all you had to do is win one map to get in the playoffs, you actually don't deserve to be in playoffs at that point. Like, justice has been done, is what I would say there. So, we'll see if MVP is able to do it. They're going to open up here on a Sombra setup, or perhaps Rookie is just scouting. Find out here in a moment.
Well, I find it unlikely that Rookie, that they're going to scout as he gets right-clicked. And was he invis, or I think they hit him out of it, so he wasn't invis just yet. He was shooting. So.
No, he was shooting. So
he was shooting. So yeah, he wasn't invis. So he just gets right-clicked by Myunbong. But I don't think it's scouting because Rookie is generally their Zarya player. So if you're having them on the Sombra and Jasper onto the Zarya, they've committed to it.
Well, it's a rough start when your entire setup is depending on Sombra to build up EMP, and you lose your Sombra early. It buys quite a bit of valuable time here for O2 Blast.
Look how aggressive O2 Blast is holding, by the way. They're not holding point. They're holding statue. They're holding statue and trying to play this LOS, trying to deny Rookie that early poke, and they're looking for that early engage onto MVP.
O2 be holding on back here. Nice fire strike in by Kaiser. Could be well on his way to building a super early shatter, way more than So What, who frankly hasn't had much of an opportunity to even interact with anything yet.
No, So What is not. He's really just been rotating, waiting to get in from the choke. You see now, is MVP going to be holding the high ground right now? They're going to be sitting here looking to set up their engage, looking to set up Rookie here with the EMP as he continues to poke the back line, continues to build up the EMP.
At some point, MVP needs to make a move here. I mean, clearly they're waiting for the EMP, but this is not a quickly built EMP by Contenders Korea standards. It's taken Rookie a very long time. Now he finally has it, so MVP's gonna be on the move. Rookie going around the backside, looking to drop the EMP, and no, doesn't do it. Goes for the fake out, now drops down, and uses EMP, gonna get 4. Kaiser out of the fight immediately. Transcendence not in time to save him from Yun. And, I mean, for MVP it's a bit slow, but also probably effective. They should be able to take this fight now.
O2 Blasts are still holding here. They're still waiting. They're going to give up a lot of ticks. Kaiser's back. But if they commit to this fight, they don't have any supportals just yet. So here comes the bubble. You see, is me Krong just zooming in, trying to contest. Kaiser's back now. Will the Shatter be able to come out?
Well, Shatter is going to come out. It is going to knock down Finn in the back. Finn might transcend under pressure, but no, they're just going to beat first. They're not going to layer the support ult. They're going to drop the grab in the back. They still have the transcendence in reserve. And MVP just being methodical here as they finish off O2 Blast.
And Kaiser didn't drop that Shatter. He was able to get Finn on the ground. But once again, Peel. So strong there. You see that Valentine was waiting. Dropped the armor pack. The shield was up. They still had So What as well. They had So What sitting there with the shield. So now it's going to be first cap going the way of MVP. And they're 60% to another EMP as well. It's not lightning fast like you talked about as EP. It's not Doha levels of fast so far. But it is fast enough to where they should feel confident moving into their next fight soon that they will have EP.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't the worst from MVP here. I mean, I think it would have been really bad, of course, if that fight did go their way because of how slow they've been to set up. But because it worked out, they're still on a decent pace. O2 Blast, they figure there's no EMP up. They're going to try and take the initiative. But all it does result in Kaiser getting isolated. The engage from O2 Blast, nowhere near as decisive as it has to be. And even as they get so what, they take so much poke damage in trying to commit for that. They lose Kaiser early enough that MVP going to win the fight without an EMP, which is really the death knell when you're up against a Sombra comp. You don't want to give up fights where they don't have to use EMP.
They did get MVP to commit their Shatter, to commit their Rally as well, though. So one thing to note is that despite the EMP being up, since there is no, besides the the grab for Jasper, there's not going to be the EMP Shatter, which is a very, very effective combo. So as long as O2 Blast supports do not get caught by this EMP, there is a real chance for them to survive.
I mean, the key here is can Beyond build up a nano before the EMP comes out, and right now I don't think that timeline is necessarily there. It's gonna be an early Graviton here by O2 Blast. They throw in the bomb on the other side. They take down 2. I take it all back. The timeline's definitely there now. Beyond should be able to build up the nano and the cleanup of this fight. And now things have changed dramatically here where the EMP isn't quite the auto team fight win it often can be if Beyond is able to play the way that we've seen him play in the past.
It's definitely not an auto win. And that was a smart engage from O2, knowing that when there's Sombra on the field, there's no DVDs or grab, so Proper can look for it extremely aggressively, catch 1 to 2, set up the bomb, and win the fight, building you that time to get that nano up, to get another rally up. And you see LemonKiwi's hiding. I imagine they'll be setting up. I mean, they could set up for a sleep shatter. They could set up for an anti, but he's been scouted, and he has to know. But will anyone come help? The problem is MVP, they're moving on high ground. They have to know. Yeah, they do know.
All right, they move on in. Brigitte going for it. No, they let him off the hook. Beyond's able to get out. Absolute disaster. MVP had a gift in front of them, and they let Beyond just get away. This could come back to haunt them.
It could. MVP now on the cart. You see Rookie just trying to contest, trying to split O2, get them in a position where MVP's EMP will be a lot better. You see the beat out already.
Well,
and the grab.
Used here, but the problem is using Nano way before the EMP comes out. There's still heavy focus fire, and Rookie gonna drop the EMP. And MVP moving in, but nice beat from Mandu. Gonna keep O2 Blast still very much in this fight. They lose Krong, they're still in a rough spot. Shatter drops the other way from Kaiser. Has he done enough to keep O2 Blast in the fight? It's looking like he has.
He has, and that was just a really poorly messed up timing for MVP. They were just able to focus that at all. I like that they were able to use the grab to force the Transcendence early, or not the Transcendence, the Nano Boost very, very early. That means it's not there for the EMP, but when Rookie goes for the EMP, so what is extremely low. They're not in position to follow up. When you're going to use the EMP, you have to be ready. Your entire team has to be ready to pounce, to catch the targets that they can, to set up the shatter as well for so what if you've been higher health. But they didn't have any of that. They didn't have any of the follow-up there available despite removing the nano very, very early.
Going to this match, MVP had 4 shots to make playoffs. They're about to be down to 2. Final fight here on Kings Row for them for second. 20 seconds remaining. And O2 Blast with the options in reserve to end them. They had the swap from the Sombra to the Zarya. They know they're not going to get EMP up for this fight. They want to maximize their opportunity here because this could be final fight.
And Rookie needs to save bubbles. If MVP want to stay in this fight, Rookie needs to know that since there's no beat available for Froppy, he has to save bubbles for the combo that O2 Blast are going to be looking for the anti as well. He literally must save bubbles.
O2 not feeling pressured here at all. But now they're going to speed in. Kaiser over the top, Proper. Looking for shield damage. They decide not to fully commit to the dive. Instead, Proper just casually waiting for a good grab. Drops it in the center! And here comes the bomb from Krong over the top. And it's not even needed. Too much focus fire moving in from O2 Blast off the grab. And MVP, now you're down to 2.
That was a perfect engage, Roto. You see Rookie, he saved his bubbles for as long as he could. But despite all that, they forced it in the end. The anti comes out, so even without the Diva Bomb, even without that, the anti was out. They were going to get cleaned up anyways. MVP just not able to find success with their Sombra comp on second. They made some of the proper plays, I think, where they forced that Transcendence early. Maybe could have been a little bit better because they could have forced beat as well, but they use Jasper to force the Nano Boost very, very early, and they come up with the EP afterwards. But when you go into the EMP, like I talked about earlier, your team has to be ready to follow up, especially when there are other ults on the field still available for O2 Blast. And they were not at all ready to follow up.
Not in the least. And also, I mean, you think about how that went down, where realistically speaking, they had to win the EMP fight. They had a golden opportunity. They let get away from them. And now, MVP, 2 more maps left to try and make playoffs here. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll see if things get a little bit better for MVP after the half.